Hi, my name is Lee Asher. I'm a lifelong resident of St. Francis County, currently living in the city of Farmington. I've been here for about 15 years. My wife and I, and one son, Levi. Um, I have some medical issues. I have diabetes, skin cancer, and I suffered a stroke in October of 2016. So I am fortunate enough to have health care. And if you have a stroke, that makes you more likely to have another one. So if I did not have health care that covered pre-existing conditions, then it would put me at a risk to have another stroke if I couldn't afford to go to the doctor, get the medications I need. Having diabetes puts you makes you to where you might have a stroke to begin with, or have heart disease and stuff. So being able to get the diabetic medication that I need is very important. I can't imagine what it would be like to not have health care so that I could get my medications paid for. When I had my stroke, I was at Lake of the Ozarks. I was taken to a rural hospital in Camdenton, and I was flown by helicopter from there to Fenton. And fortunately for me, with having health insurance, the $60,000 helicopter ride, my insurance picked up 90% of it. I would say that would probably do most people in financially. And then you go into the medications, the extra medication you have to have after you suffer an initial stroke. That alone, those medications are very expensive. Fortunately, I have health care. I can't imagine why on earth somebody would want to make it to where that you could not have pre-existing conditions covered. You know, I can't understand what it would be like to have a small child born with some type of birth defect or some type of pre-existing condition to where that they could not get health care for that child. They wouldn't be able to afford to live. There probably wouldn't be any Christmas presents under that little kid's tree, much less going to college when they get to college age. Healthcare, even when you have insurance, can be very costly. You have copays, and it seems like every time that your health coverage is re-upped, your copays go up. I can't imagine what it would be like to having to pay full price for an actual doctor's visit, or the helicopter ride that costs $60,000. What it would be like to have to foot that bill for yourself. I mean, people can't survive. People don't make enough money as it is to live, and then when you put healthcare costs on top of that, it's a burden that I'd say the vast majority of Americans can't weather. You know, I have good enough insurance that my medications cost me, you know, anywhere from $10 to $50 when I have to get them. Every time I have to get the prescription refilled. They're $300 and $400 prescriptions. That's per month. That's a car payment for most people. So having the type of insurance that makes it to where that you can sustain those refills and sustain the doctor's visits and the co-pays, I think I'm very fortunate. If pre-existing conditions weren't covered, I'm not gonna be able to survive. We end up in bankruptcy, much less be able to go on a vacation or do anything that's fun, because your medical costs are going to take up every penny of your income. Josh Hawley has filed a lawsuit that is going to make it to where pre-existing conditions won't be covered. He's certainly not representing my interest or any middle-class family's interest. And honestly, a lot of folks that are wealthy, I can't imagine that they would be okay with this, because now, instead of their insurance taking care of it, because they have pre-existing conditions, now all of a sudden they're going to be shelling out a lot more money for their health care than they once were before. I'm not sure who Josh Hawley is representing when he files something like that, but it can't be the average working Missourian. I believe that Claire will work hard to make sure that all Missourians have health care, that all citizens in the United States have health care, and that's a very important issue to me, and especially as somebody that belongs to a labor union where we collectively bargain. You know, Josh Hawley is a supporter of right to work. Claire was against right to work. Claire is for working Missourians. You know, everybody knows somebody that has a pre-existing condition, and Josh Hawley trying to make it harder on rural Missourians to get quality health care. I don't understand where he's coming from. Claire McCaskill understands what we're going through. She's been to rural Missouri. She's talked to us. She understands it.